15 things to avoid when living alone as an older person. Living alone in your golden years, it can feel like freedom, peace, maybe even a fresh start. No one's waking you up too early. No one's telling you what to eat, when to go out, or how to spend your day. Sounds pretty great, right? But here's the thing. While living alone can be a beautiful season of self-discovery, it also comes with a few quiet challenges. Some sneak up on you, like loneliness, clutter, or a skipped doctor's appointment that turns into something bigger. And trust me, I've spent over 50 years coaching older adults across the country. I've seen it all. So today, I want to gently walk you through 15 important things to avoid when living alone as an older adult. Not to scare you, but to empower you. Because once you know what to watch out for, you're free to truly thrive. Now, let's begin with the first big one. 1. Avoid complete isolation. You know, it's funny. Most people think loneliness is just about being alone. But really, it's about feeling unseen. And that feeling? It can sneak in slowly, like a fog. One day you're enjoying your quiet time, and the next you realize it's been a whole week since you've had a real conversation. And the silence starts to feel heavier than the peace. I've worked with so many older adults who told me, I didn't mean to isolate myself. It just kind of happened. The truth is, staying connected takes intention. A quick phone call, a walk with a neighbor, joining a group, even online ones, can make all the difference. One woman I knew started volunteering at a local animal shelter once a week, and it completely lifted her spirits. So don't wait until loneliness creeps in. Build those little bridges now. Because next, we're going to talk about something just as important: your safety inside your own home. 2. Don't wait for a wake-up call. Make your home safer today. Home. It's where we feel safest, right? But here's the truth. Familiarity can sometimes make us a little too comfortable. I once had a client, a strong, independent woman in her 70s, who tripped over a rug in her kitchen and couldn't reach her phone for hours. She was fine, thankfully, but it was a wake-up call. You see, accidents at home don't warn us ahead of time. That's why things like good lighting, non-slip mats, handrails in the bathroom, those aren't just nice-to-haves, they're must-haves. And personal emergency response buttons? Lifesavers. Literally. Your home should be a place of peace, not worry. And the good news is, a few small changes can make a huge difference. Now that you're thinking about your safety, let's talk about another part of your well-being that often gets overlooked. Those quiet little habits that sneak in when no one's watching. 3. Avoid developing unhealthy habits. Now here's the thing. When you're living alone, there's no one around to raise an eyebrow when you skip dinner and snack on crackers instead, or when the TV stays on till 2 a.m. Because, well, why not? I remember a gentleman I worked with, sharp as a tack. But after retiring and losing his wife, he slowly slipped into a routine of skipping meals, avoiding walks, and reaching for that nightly glass. Then, too, it crept up on him. Living alone gives you freedom, yes, but without structure, it can slide into habits that chip away at your energy and health. So here's my advice. Create a rhythm. Prep simple meals. Stretch in the morning. Go for a short walk. Not to be perfect, just present. And speaking of rhythm, let's talk about something that often disappears without us even noticing: our sense of time. 4. Avoid losing track of time. It's a strange thing, isn't it? When you're working or raising a family, your days are full. Appointments, alarms, routines. But when you're living alone in retirement, the structure just fades. And before you know it, you're asking yourself, wait, is it Thursday or Saturday? One man told me he didn't realize how much he missed routine until he started scheduling simple things, like walking every morning at 9, grocery shopping on Tuesdays, and calling his daughter every Sunday. It gave his week a heartbeat again. You don't need a jam-packed calendar, but a little structure? It gives your day purpose and something to look forward to. So grab a planner or stick a calendar on the fridge. Your time still matters. You deserve days that feel intentional. Now let's take a breath here. Let that one sink. Shift to something that can cause even more stress when left unattended. Your financial well-being. 5. Avoid financial disorganization. Money, the thing we don't always like talking about, but absolutely need to keep an eye on. I can't tell you how many older adults I've coached who felt overwhelmed by finances after a partner passed. Bills went unpaid, subscription services kept charging, and papers just piled up. One woman confided in me that she didn't even realize she was paying for 3 streaming services she never used. Her husband had set them up years ago. Once she got help from her daughter to sort things out, she said it felt like a weight had lifted. So don't wait. Review your bank statements monthly. Set up auto pay for essentials. Keep your important documents organized. And if numbers aren't your thing, get help. There's no shame in asking. Now that we've got your finances in order, let's turn to something just as critical. Keeping that wonderful brain of yours sharp and stimulated. 6. Avoid ignoring mental stimulation. Now here's something a lot of folks don't think about until it starts to slip. Your mind. Just like your body needs movement, your brain needs exercise. And no, I'm not talking about quizzes, or brain teasers, or crossword puzzles, though those help too. I once had a retired teacher tell me, I used to feel sharp, but after a few quiet months at home, I started forgetting names, even my own neighbor's dog. So we created a little routine, reading in the morning, a daily word game, and learning Spanish on an app just for fun. Within weeks, her confidence came back. Your brain loves novelty. Learn a new skill, play a memory game, even try a creative hobby like painting or music. It's not about being perfect. It's about staying engaged. And speaking of mental well-being, let's talk about something even more important. How you're really feeling inside. Let's get into that. 7. Avoid bottling up emotions. You know, we grew up in a time when feelings weren't exactly dinner table talk. You had a bad day, you pushed through, you lost someone, you stayed strong. But the truth is, holding everything in doesn't make us stronger. It just makes us heavier. I remember talking to a retired veteran who said, I didn't know I was grieving until it hit me out of nowhere. He started journaling, then joined a men's support group, and for the first time in years, he felt lighter. Here's the thing. Your emotional well-being matters. Talk to someone. Call a friend. Speak to a therapist if you need to. Even whispering it into the quiet can bring more peace than you'd expect. Because living alone doesn't mean carrying it all alone. Now let's talk about your home itself, the space around you. Is it lifting you up or slowly wearing you down? Let's take a closer look. 8. Avoid letting your home overwhelm you. The house. Full of memories, sure, but also full of responsibilities. I've met so many older adults who told me, this place used to feel cozy. Now it just feels too big. And I get it. After the kids move out, or a partner passes, a once joyful home can feel more like a chore. One woman I worked with held on to her 4-bedroom house for years, mowing the lawn herself and fixing leaky faucets, until she realized she was spending more time managing the house than enjoying it. Downsizing isn't giving up, it's choosing peace. And if you're not ready to move, consider bringing in help. Lawn care, cleaning services, handyman visits. You've earned it. Your home should support your life, not drain it. Now let's dig into something we all wrestle with at some point. Those sentimental items that tug at our hearts and clutter up our space. 9. Avoid holding on to too many sentimental items. This one's tough, isn't it? Every object has a memory, a moment. Your late husband's tools, the kids' old artwork, the dishes from that Thanksgiving in '92. Letting go feels like saying goodbye all over again. But here's the gentle truth. Keeping everything can weigh you down, emotionally and physically. One woman I worked with couldn't walk through her guest room without tripping over boxes of just-in-case items. When she finally went through them, with her daughter's help, she kept a few treasures, snapped photos of the rest, and donated what she no longer needed. Her words, "I can breathe again." Letting go doesn't mean letting go of love. It means making space, for now, for peace, for you. And speaking of peace of mind, there's something else that often gets overlooked, but could make all the difference in an emergency. Let's talk preparedness. 10. Avoid skipping emergency preparedness. Now, I know, no one wants to think about emergencies. Power outages, storms, medical scares, they seem far off until they're not. I once spoke with a man in rural Minnesota who got caught in a snowstorm. Power went out, phone battery dead, and no flashlight in sight. He said, "I thought I was prepared until I wasn't." The lesson? Don't leave it to chance. Stock up on the basics. Non-perishable food, bottled water, flashlights, batteries, and backup meds. Keep a list of emergency contacts by the phone. Charge your phone often and get yourself a power bank. Peace of mind doesn't come from hoping things go right. It comes from being ready if they don't. And while we're talking about being ready, let's talk about something else you don't need to carry on your own. Every little task. You're strong, sure, but you don't have to be solo strong. Let's talk about that. 11. Avoid thinking you have to do it all alone. Now listen, I know you're capable. You've weathered storms, raised families, managed households. But just because you can do it all doesn't mean you should. There's no trophy for struggling in silence. I remember a proud gentleman in his 80s who insisted on doing everything himself. Repairs, yard work, heavy lifting, until a simple fall sent him to the ER. After that, he started asking for help. And you know what? It didn't take away his independence. It gave him more freedom to enjoy life. Asking for help isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Whether it's a neighbor grabbing your groceries, your son setting up bill pay, or hiring someone to clean once a month, lean on your circle. That's what it's there for. And speaking of your surroundings, let's shift focus to the space you live in. Is it clear and calming, or slowly becoming a source of stress? Let's talk clutter. 12. Avoid letting clutter take over your space. Clutter. It creeps in slowly, doesn't it? A few magazines here, a pile of mail there, and before long, your peaceful home feels like a storage unit. One woman told me, "After my husband passed, I just stopped noticing. Until one day, A friend came over, and I saw it through her eyes. Our environment affects our mood, our energy, even our safety. Tripping hazards, lost items, daily stress, it all adds up. But here's the good news. You don't need a full makeover. Start small, one drawer, one shelf, 1 hour at a time. You'll feel lighter, clearer, more in control. Your home should feel like a sanctuary, not a burden. And while we're decluttering the space around us, let's not forget what fuels everything else, our bodies. Because what you eat, how you move, it all shapes how you feel every single day. Let's dive into that next. 13. Avoid unstructured eating and poor nutrition. Now let's talk food, not just what's on your plate, but how it fits into your day. When you live alone, meals can start to feel like an afterthought. A bowl of cereal for dinner here, skipping lunch there, and suddenly your body's running on empty. I worked with a retired nurse who realized she hadn't had a proper meal in weeks. Just snacking, grazing, microwaving, whatever was quick. Once she started planning a few real meals each week, adding color, balance, and yes, joy, her energy shot up, and so did her mood. Nutrition doesn't have to be fancy. Think simple: fiber, protein, healthy fats, and hydration. A colorful plate is a happy plate. And here's the best part. It's never too late to start nourishing yourself like someone you love. Now that we've fed the body, let's tend to something deeper, the heart of purpose, because that still lives in you. 14. Avoid losing your sense of purpose. Purpose. It doesn't retire when you do. And it certainly doesn't fade just because the house is quieter. But I've seen it happen after a partner passes or the kids move away. Many older adults feel like they're just passing time. But here's what I've learned in 5 decades of coaching. There is always something meaningful waiting for you. One gentleman I knew started mentoring young men at a local community center after retirement. He said, "I thought they needed me. Turns out I needed them too." Whether it's gardening, painting, teaching, volunteering, or picking up a hobby you never had time for, your gifts, your experience, your presence matter. Purpose looks different for everyone, but it always makes the heart feel full. And when we feel full inside, everything else starts to align. Now let's bring it home with one final powerful reminder. Don't let life become routine. Let's talk about variety. 15. Avoid a stagnant lifestyle. Add variety to your days. Here's something we don't always notice happening. Life starts to feel a bit like déjà vu. Same breakfast, same chair, same show, same walk, every day. And while routine can be comforting, too much of it can quietly lead to boredom or even sadness. One client of mine, an 82-year-old widower, told me he didn't realize how numb he'd been feeling until he tried something new. He joined a local photography club just to give it a shot. Turns out he loved it, and so did everyone who got to hear his stories behind every photo. You don't have to change everything. Just sprinkle in something different now and then. A new route on your walk, a new recipe, a class, a game, a song. Variety sparks joy and keeps life feeling alive. Now that we've covered these 15 powerful reminders, let's close things out with a little heart, a little hope, and a little inspiration. Here's what I want you to know. It's never too late to explore, to grow, to play. Whether it's a new recipe, a puzzle, an art class, or even just dancing in the kitchen, those little sparks of joy, they're what make life worth living. And now, let's take all of this wisdom and bring it home. So there we have it, 15 powerful things to avoid when living alone. not to scare you, but to free you. Because when we know what to look out for, we're better equipped to live fully, bravely, and joyfully. You've earned this chapter, this space, this time. Whether you're dancing solo in your living room, starting a new hobby at 75, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of coffee on the porch, you deserve peace, purpose, and connection. Remember, you are not alone. There's a whole community of us walking this path. Let's keep showing up for each other, lifting, learning, laughing, and living well. And hey, if this resonated with you, go ahead and like, subscribe, and maybe even share it with someone you care about. You never know who might need these words today. And next time? Well, let's just say we'll be exploring something really special, something that just might inspire your best days yet. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and keep thriving.